go. And background. There you go.
So it's no secret that a little lick on the fingers, a little nudge with their wet nose, or an afternoon spent outside with our pets usually puts us in a better mood. There's something about having our furry friends that lifts our spirits. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, 9.5% of U.S. adults have been diagnosed with mood disorders that last 12 months or longer. So mental illnesses have become more prevalent in society, and along with that, many new fields of treatment have become available. One of these new treatment options is equine-assisted psychotherapy, or EAP. This is a growing field in psychology that seeks to use horses in the therapy sessions. One of the big questions for equine-assisted psychotherapy is why horses? We seem to have so many benefits from spending time with our cats or our dogs, and there have even been stories about therapy birds. The nature of horses and their instinct is what makes them good candidates for giving a good therapy session. According to the American Counseling Association, horses are very intuitive because they have to be. Horses are prey animals, which means that in the wild, they need to be sensitive to their environment. They need to notice when there's a change in the herd dynamics in their environment, so if there's potential danger, they can get away quickly before they become prey. The American Counseling Association says that they have an uncanny ability to pick up our nonverbal behavior. And horses also mirror emotions that they can sense. So if I'm happy and excited to be working and riding a horse, my horse should exhibit that as well. And this can help significantly distinguish different discrepancies in clients. So if a client states that she's excited to be there and wants to work for the day, but then the horses are over the opposite side of the arena and they're disengaged from her, the therapist can then tell that the client is not actually telling the truth. They are honest because they don't have the ability to lie or adjust their reactions to spare the feelings of the client. Using horses is kind of the first part of equine-assisted psychotherapy, and the other part is the therapy session itself. So the goal of an EAP session is to get the client to notice similarities in the session that could potentially relate back to their life. Before the session begins, the therapist usually talks with the client to get a feel of where they're at for the week, and then they'll get an activity that matches where the client is at. So there's an organization called Denim and Dirt, and they do EAP, and it's a barn that offers different types of EAP sessions to clients. So one of the activities that Denim and Dirt offers is observing herd dynamics for the client before they go into the session to go out and watch the herd in the field. This usually is actually, it ends up mirroring the situation of the client that the client is in. And there are other more structured activities available as well. Amani Mediation and Counseling says that the main point of all these activities is for the client to engage in a task with the horse. The client may be asked to construct an obstacle course in a more structured activity, and in the obstacle course, they want to put things out that provide great challenges in the life of the client. And then the client may be asked to take the horse through the obstacle course or through one or two obstacles to see, depending on how far they get. The sessions are open to outcome, which means it doesn't actually matter if the client completes the task. It's more so about the feelings and emotions and the thoughts that the client goes through during the session. And the goal of that is to look for ways that the relationship with a therapy horse serves as a metaphor for how the client makes meaning in his or her life. So using horses as therapy animals is still a relatively new idea, but it does seem to be taking off really well. I was able to intern at a barn that did EAP a few summers ago, and I got to see how the therapy works. It's one thing to talk about it, but it's a whole other thing to witness it, and it's really cool. And I got to watch it, and I have faith in this field. This form of therapy may not be for everyone, however. A therapist can evaluate their client to see if they are ready for equine-assisted psychotherapy. It could be more beneficial than the traditional therapy that they're doing right now. Equine-assisted psychotherapy might be a viable option for those clients that feel stuck in their current situation, in their current therapy situation. So EAP can serve to kind of like mix it up and get them out of their rut. All in all, EAP might be the next big thing in psychotherapy.